In the 90s, Playmates Toys made the deepest line of Star Trek action figures in history. My name's Keith, and I'm a collector working towards owning all 284. I've been a Trek fan for almost 35 years, and most people are sick of me talking about it. But somehow I've convinced my old friend Mike to review them with me on Look at My Star Trek Toys! Whoosh! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Look at My Star Trek Toys, a little show where I, Keith Varney, show my buddy Mike Indeglio Star Trek toys. And today we have another fantastic customs episode. But guess what?
What?
It's a little bit of a crossover to our other show. It's tough to say which show is the mothership. It could be this one. It could be Deep Space Nine. Who knows? However,
tough to say. You're right.
This is a crossover with Keith and Mike watch Deep Space Nine, because as we've gotten further into the show we review every single episode of Deep Space Nine. We talk for like an hour and a half. You should definitely check it out. It's also on your feed. Sometimes more. But as we're going, I've had to sort of put aside some of the customs that I get in my transom so as not to spoil things for Mike. But here we are. We're in season 4. We are right in the meaty, fleshy center of Deep Space Nine, and it is a delight. But that means we're going to be able to look at some more of the customs as we go on. So today's episode is entirely customs based on episodes that Mike and I have just watched.
Oh, that's cool.
In season 4.
Keith, before you go any further, because
yes.
part of the conceit of this whole thing is me learning, right, and being onboarded. And part of that journey is knowing what you don't know, admitting what you don't know. And I, at 43 young years old, don't know that I know the word transom.
Oh,
could you define that for me? I'm imagining have come across your purview.
Yeah, it's sort of like your. Well, hold on. Let me look it up. It's a good question.
Well, you just used it, so I was hoping Now I got to make sure you used it correctly.
No. It is a horizontal beam reinforcing the stern of a boat.
Okay.
So it's a piece of structure. It's a window above a door.
Yeah. So like
it can be a window above a door. It's like it's crossing a transom coming across. I don't know if I might not have used it right, but I've heard it used that way.
Because like if you were working on a ship, because ship and boat analogy are often
coming through my door across.
Yeah. That works. I just never had heard it before. That's all.
It's coming through my door. It's coming across.
Come on, knock on Keith's door.
Yeah. Well, like on a boat, you're like, oh, come across my transom. Let's have a conversation.
Right.
Could be that.
Great. Yeah.
I don't know.
I love it.
It could be a horizontal bar of a cross or gallows.
Oh.
So I might be trying to murder you.
Well,
I don't know.
That seems to track a little better, to be honest.
Have you used transom the way I just did, or have I made that up? Or did I just?
It's canon. Let's go.
It's canon now. It's head canon now. All right. So let us get into this, because there's some really fun stuff here to look at. And I'm going to, because now you know what's happening, I'm going to let you tell me what's happening with these figures.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
This is Dr. Lenara Khan, Keith, and now I'm nervous because if I get any of these wrong, you're going to put me on blast after the transom debacle.
That's true. I'm going to hang you for my transom. Yeah. Now I'm using it correctly.
No, Keith. So this was an exciting episode because the Trill have created a lot of furtive ground for us to discuss many issues, and this we discussed in this episode. We came across a previous spouse of one of Dax's previous hosts. And we got into all kinds of great conversations about, at its very core, same-sex partnerships, same-sex romance, but also some deeper conversations about relighting the old flames and whether old love in your new life years later is possible, and when work conflicts, all kinds of great stuff. So it was another great Trill and Dax episode, and we got to see two fantastic lead women. And this was that aforementioned previous spouse, Dr. Lenara Khan, And I love the picture on the right there because you see Dax in the background, really trying to make it work, Keith, to get into focus, but never quite could get into focus.
And this, of course, created by our good friend Joshua Cronan, who has, like I said, if you have a deeper line of Star Trek Deep Space Nine customs, I would love to see them fight because it's pretty extraordinary.
Should be also noted, to give Joshua full credit,
Yes.
Joshua has also held back from me, because we follow each other on all the medias, does not send me these, or he has some great stuff. Like he waits until I just watched the episode, and once he knows I've watched it by posting the watch along,
right,
which you can join at patreon.com/KNM, he then sends me on Facebook Messenger all of these cool things. So he's just the best.
Super cool. Also, over the transom in a sentence, it's offered without prior arrangement, especially for publication. So I was not using it quite right.
I didn't accuse you of using it incorrectly. Just
no.
To be clear.
No. You didn't accuse me. You caught me. Okay. So now I'm learning. I like it. Anyway,
the paint job here. The paint job here is what stands out to me.
Really. Well, that's what I was going to say. So there's a few more pictures of this figure that you can show. That I think this is one of the most impressively accurate facial sculpts and paint, or whatever, Josh, you did to make this look like Lenara Khan. It's mind-blowing. I think it's a better facial sculpt than most of the ones that are done by Varner. It looks just like her, remarkably like her.
Jewelry accurate, costuming accurate, a good tandem with Dax there, the Dax figure, really great.
And you can see the costuming is completely accurate to screen there. Not the least of which, it's just a Defiant bridge in the background. No big deal. Looking fantastic. No, you went too far. You went too far.
No, I'm going to clean it up.
Anyway, I think it's a fantastic custom figure. Really, really excellent work. Love this episode. Love this figure. Let's move forward. And why don't you tell me what we're seeing in this?
Oh, Keith, yes. We just watched this episode. I believe season 4, episode 10?
9, yes. 9 and 10, or 10 and 11.
10 to 11, I think, on our naming, our nomenclature. Anyhow, this is Admiral Layton, who I believe is, in this episode, is sort of, at this point, Keith, as far as I officially have watched, he is a good guy-ish, who is in charge of protecting Earth from the impending, or I guess ongoing, changeling invasion. And so he's brought Ben in to help him shore up the prevention tactics and all of that good stuff. And who knows what his journey may continue to be next week.
Yeah, except for literally everybody watching this, plus you, because you the patrons at patreon.com/KNM on the live watch along talked you into watching part 2 with them immediately after part 1.
Keith. They get what they want.
Sure do,
for their money,
because they pay us money.
Yeah.
And my favorite part about Admiral Layton, and there's one more picture of Layton week in the show, is he and I rock the exact same beard.
Yeah. He's. I'm gonna have to add some of this paint work to my figure done by CRM, because I'm a little too just for men. I'm gonna have to get a little bit more natural here.
Yeah, well, I was in the intro video for this show. I'm on a show called Retro Tech, just being a talking head, and I'm a talking head with a brown beard and not a gray beard like I have today.
Interesting to note to no one, but I find that. I live my life to never have to shave, but I don't mind my salt and peps up top. I think it's good looking, but the gray beard does age you quickly, and there's no way to really paint your beard, so I find myself shaving more often than usual.
No, I like it. But I gotta say, for Josh here, he added the Admiral pips. I mean, this is an adaptation of the future Riker figure. But really, really successfully done with the hair repaint and the beard. Just fantastic work. So that is Admiral Layton.
You get the hint here that he may just be a power hungry monster.
It's quite possible he might Dick Cheney all over the place. So we'll see. But of course, you can't have Admiral Layton without a certain somebody that Geordi finds very attractive, and so does Mike. We found out on our show.
Look, every scene she's in, she's very interested, potentially sexually. Yeah, I mean, she just
wait. You take from her performance she is interested sexually in who?
Oh, you should Odo. Go back and rewatch the scene where she's like, turn into that bird again. And she's got these eyes and she's like, turn into that bird again slowly and repeatedly. Now do it faster. Now.
Okay, well, therapists among us watching will understand the concept of projection.
Excellent performance. Her intensity in the performance belies her potential ongoing struggle of what side of the fence she wants to be on. I think it's really great. She's excellent. As I said if you watch us on the other show, I loved her performance here. So it's great.
She also designed the Enterprise. So
you love that Geordi crossover. Recycle, reuse, renew, Keith, which is what got done here on the custom that we're talking about. I don't know what the combination of factors it was, but once again, you can see because of the macro shot or the micro shot. I guess this would be macro.
It is a macro
right?
shot.
Yeah, macro shot. He does go in and do slight, even on these like what looks like it could just be a head swap. Never the case because he's doing slight.
Well, it's not a head swap because they never made a figure of her.
Well, okay.
even in the other characters. So I don't even know what the base figure is on the head there.
And that's kind of the best, right? The best when you can't tell, and it's just sort of becomes its own thing.
And in fact, I don't believe Playmates ever created a female command colored uniform. I don't think so in the next gen because they're. Oh, you know what? It might be an Ensign Row. But anyway, it's excellent getting that like weird hair bun.
Yeah.
Successfully sculpted there. Really cool. Great to have a representation of this episode, but that is not the end.
No, but you do have to. Our customs don't want none unless you've got that hair bun, son.
There it is. There it is.
I see myself out.
Submitted across the transom, the hair bun. Oh my goodness! And here we have the whole cast from this episode, including Mike. Who's that?
That's the president of the Earth,
it's
Keith.
The president. It's the president of the Federation. Not just Earth.
I mean, that's big time. Which Keith said needed to be like a gazelle in manner. I don't know that in visuals it does, but needed to be like a docile, I guess was the point they were going for.
Yes. He was going for sort of like,
to get steamrolled.
I think JD had a good comment about that on the just check out a review of the episode. You can find out all of the people who say smarter things than we do.
True.
And then of course we have an accurate Cisco. Mm-hmm. Now of course that is not the cool ass figure that came with your Sega Genesis, which is the only Cisco figure that Playmates put in the next gen uniform, because you'll know he has hair and not the goatee, and he's also a commander, not a captain. So this is a custom built out using a captain.
I wish they had found a way just ever so briefly back then to somehow denote that he had also been promoted to Grand Protector or whatever was head of Starfleet Security, right? Federation Security?
Starfleet, I think.
Starfleet, yeah. But we know in our hearts.
We know in our hearts he was given the keys to the castle. That's a really cool figure of the president too. Like I don't even know how he did. I don't know how anybody does anything. It's all a mystery to me, but it looks really, really cool. And it's so cool to have this whole episode represented. But Mike, we're still missing somebody. And that is, who is it, Mike? This is from JD, our good friend JD.
I've decided to start calling him Nepo Nog, Keith.
Nepo Nog? Whoa, don't you come for Nog.
I'll tell you why. And I love Nog. I think he's maybe my favorite character. But recently he's upset me a little bit, Keith, because look, Ben really did him a solid. Ben probably got a lot of flack for optioning up the first ever Ferengi to Starfleet. But Ben did what he thought was right. Nog is doing fine, but he's a little, he's having those first year blues. And yet he goes back to the well asking for a recommendation gets put right to the most prestigious Top Gun Academy right away. Keep going crying back to Daddy Cisco. Come on, Nepo Nog. You got to earn it for yourself. That's all I'm saying.
Well, hold on. He is the first Ferengi in Starfleet. He is dealing with xenophobia right and left, getting bullied. He needs and to have some support.
Write me another letter, Uncle Cisco. Come on.
He's getting support. Every one of those are getting the same amount of support too.
The least he could have done was go undercover and sussed out the changeling threat. But no, Keith. He just wants to play with the popular kids. Come on. Am I wrong? I'm not wrong. Come on, Nog.
Well, and here we are. This is another picture from JD, who did a terrific custom figure, by the way.
Wait, that is us Nog, like a custom Nog, like in the real world, versus what Playmates thought Nog was?
100%.
Baby Nog?
But here's the thing. In JD's picture here, my fantasies here is that Nog and Jake later got married and adopted
a baby Nog.
Adopted a baby Ferengi. Like what a happy family that would have been.
What would a Jake Nog baby be called? Jog?
Nate.
Samesies.
Yeah. Wow. It's not great. But you think, hey, we've got a Nog. There can't possibly be an alternate Nog. Well, there sure is. Hey. And this is from our friends at Necessary Outlet. You can actually go and purchase this Nog figure.
Is that a 3D print? It's got to be a 3D print, right?
No, I don't think so. I think that is the generic Ferengi head from Series 1 Playmates.
On what?
On another... they didn't do... It's a repaint of probably a Wesley or one of the
looks great.
One of the next. It looks fantastic. I mean, just it's so cool. There's so many different variations, different options. You can get this on Necessary Outlets. What is it? Help me. The page where you buy stuff. Etsy store.
The internet. I don't know.
I think. Come on. You know things.
Right, Keith, but I feel like we're missing something from this episode.
Are you think is there maybe like another character and an iconic location that we haven't been to yet?
Potentially, I don't know. Perhaps if we just wish hard enough and think of Joshua Cronin's...
Let's wish.
Think of Joshua Cronin's awesome bedroom area that is just filled with all of my dreams.
He has a Star Trek room. Look at this unbelievable set.
The croc. Come on.
The alligator, the flying alligator.
No Grandpa Cisco in there, though, right?
Just you wait, sir.
Just Ben playing away at the keys.
Playing away at the pianos, which Avery Brooks does play piano. He's a good jazz pianist. Like, legitimate. Oh, there we have the dining room. Look at the detail work.
We're going into the kitchen now.
Into the kitchen.
He is.
Joseph Cisco, right there.
Just refusing to submit to that blood test.
I'm not going to take a blood test. I'm not going to the doctor, but I am going to cook up some delicious Creole food. Look at the garden area.
Great little cinematography there too, Josh. Come on.
I mean, honestly, like this set, it's so perfect. It looks so good.
I actually am envisioning him building out this little diorama with just beaming with glee.
Well, who wouldn't? How could you not? I mean, and especially when you're not doing Starfleet, you can use... I'm assuming that's like dollhouse furniture? But it looks so good. And the Cisco's logo, so cool. I want to go to that. I want to go to there, as Tina Fey would say. Fantastic. So I think I'm going to make this a series.
No notes.
Previously on Deep Space Nine, because we're going to intertwine with our sister show, and I got to get them in before Mike forgets.
It happens fast.
It happens really fast, but this has been super fun. Thank you to all the people who sent amazing figures. Keep sending them to lookatmystartrektoys@gmail.com. Keep sending your cosplay pictures. I'm still waiting to assemble enough of them to do an episode on, but I'd love to see some cosplays. And just make sure that everybody in the picture is okay with you being on the internet. But definitely want to see that. You can reach us at look at my Star Trek toys at gmail.com. Like I said, you can check out our Patreon at patreon.com/KNM and join a bunch of amazing folks who join us every week. We will be back here next week with another episode of Look at My Star Trek Toys. I didn't need to say it, so I'm just going to wave. Look at my Star Trek toys!